thank you very much for being here and being a part of Shane Hewitt in the night shift. And Kris Abel is here right now. Kris is he's our tech shopper. We live vicariously through Kris's technology shopping habits. Hi, Kris.
Hi, Shane. Good to be here.
Thanks for popping back in. You see, Kris likes the gadgets. He likes all the new things in the technology, and he talks about them in a way that we wish we could buy them. And in the first case of our first item, Kris, we wish we could afford to buy them. Everything Dyson is wildly expensive, and some headphone companies charge a lot. I am guilty of being a sucker for Bang & Olufsen. I do like their headphones. Those are not cheap. But, you know, Apple's got their very expensive headphones that come out now, and it looks like Dyson is getting into the game.
Yes, Dyson says they've spent years trying to figure out how to make vacuums quieter. And so they think they can apply that technology to doing noise-canceling headphones. But as you point out, I mean, when Dyson entered vacuum market, there were a lot of problems to be solved. And so that kind of gave them an opportunity for success. But headphones, I mean, it's crowded in terms of really great headphones out there. So how is Dyson going to compete? They say that their headphones have 8 microphones that can detect noise and cancel that out. So potentially that's very, very good. I got a chance to try them out in advance under secret. They were so worried about leaks. They would not allow me to take the headphones to a noisy place to test them. So I can't really speak to whether that technology works well or not. But the other innovations I liked was they're using microfibers for the cushions on the headphones. So they're super, super, super comfortable. And the second is they've got a color replacement system. So you can pop off the ear caps and replace them with new colors. They have metallic colors, copper, nickel, black. I like the fact that you can change out the style of the headphones. And then the second part is they've got a little sensor that detects when you're wearing them. You take them off, it pauses the music that you're listening to. And then they say they have a 55-hour battery life, and that strikes me as being particularly good. But as you've hinted, of course, Dyson fans know you're going to get a sticker price shock. $700 is what they are asking for. That is less than what Apple is asking for, to be honest. And then if you want to change out the color caps, that's another $70 just to get replacement ear caps for the headphones.
Now, a couple of those things, though, those are things that are, you know, common. Like you take off the headphone and the you know, AirPods do that. They will pause, right? So, I mean, so some of the technology is not that spectacular. These, though, are over-ear headphones like you're talking about, like the Apple. They're pretty big, and they kind of look like a vacuum.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the issue that I noted was, you know, for their first generation with headphones, something I thought they could tackle. When we think of noise canceling headphones, we tend to think of travel, airplanes and trains, subways. So I'd hoped that Dyson, with their engineers, would have found a better way to fold them up to make them a little easier to carry. And they haven't really done that yet. So that's something they need to kind of work on. But yeah, otherwise, in terms of the style, they're making sure that, yes, these are noticeable. They are large. You're going to see them. So hopefully that it's something you want to incorporate in terms of your look. Yeah,
it looks like they kind of stick off your ears by like 3 inches. That's an estimate from the photos, but are they that big?
Yeah. But it's interesting because with headphones, I mean, I've been reviewing gadgets for now over 2 decades, and I find attitudes towards headphones keep changing in terms of, especially women and their hairstyles, in terms of whether they want to incorporate that into the hairstyle they're wearing or not. And so we'll see whether they've bet correctly that this time the trends are that women want to wear big flashy headphones that go in with their hairstyle.
Well, the one thing that I think that they're onto here with this is that the Dyson headphones, they do come with accessory packs. So it's kind of like your Crocs or whatever. You can get your accessory packs and change them up and kind of dig into them. And you know what? The only problem with the 55 battery hour life is that you got 55 hours and 10 minutes that you want to be listening. So it seems like we're never happy with battery life, but that seems like a pretty long time. Pretty cool stuff.
It does.
Nice. Okay. Transit passes on your iPhone, more tech.
This is something that's been available in other countries. Finally, in Canada, Apple has now taken the step forward that you can take your phone, your iPhone, or your Apple Watch, and you can now load it with the Presto Transit Pass that's available in many cities in Canada. And therefore, when you're getting on board a bus or the subway, you can just tap your phone, tap your Apple Watch, and you can pay your fare that way. You can even use your phone to load up your Presto account with more funds. So this is something that's new in Canada for iPhone. It's already been here for Android with Android devices, but they're rolling it out. The one caveat is Ottawa. So that's one market where there's a different transit system. Here we have Presto in Toronto, but in Ottawa they use OC Transpo, and even Google hasn't been able to set up the system to work with Android phones there. So this is something that's rolling out in Canada. It's starting off in Toronto and Hamilton, but it will be hopefully within the next year or so reaching out to a city near you.
Ottawa can't even get the trains to work. So they can't even get. So why would they? Whoo, that's a hot topic in Ottawa. Okay, we'll step away from that one. I don't want to cause a fire. Okay, seriously, how long does it take to build a train station? Not that long, Ottawa. Not that long. Okay. You can take your name off the internet, kind of. There's another quick one here for us.
Yeah, if you're worried about doxing, this is something that's been available in other countries. Finally, in Canada, Google is offering a service called Results About You. You can Google results about you or go to goo.gul.results about you. And it's a service where you can type in your personal information, your name, your phone number, your address, and Google will alert you if there's a website out there that has published that information. And you don't want somebody to be able to get a hold of it because a lot of people use that information to harass or cause problems. You can ask Google to remove your information from these search results. They can't take it off the website, but they can make sure that people can't find the website, and that when they do a search, those results are not going to pop up within search results themselves. I tested it out. I'm really surprised. This is something that's constantly going. So every couple of weeks, I'll get a notification from Google saying we found yet another website that has your email address, your name, your phone number and stuff on it. And so I can make sure that no one's going to be able to Google those results and it can be removed.
That's quite fascinating. Is there a way that we know from this yet that you couldn't do it about somebody you don't like? Say, for example, a competitor, and you're like, well, hey, I want to remove the results from the restaurant across the street and their donuts.
It has to do with the way that you set up a profile with Google. You have to use your Google account, and so Google will vet in terms of you making the request. It has to be about your information. It can't be about somebody else's.
Very good. This is interesting stuff. I like it. Your favorite of all the stories is the headphones. Is that the big one that you take with you? Did you like the headphones? You rock it out. Did you keep them?
I didn't get to keep them, so I got to test them out for a day.
A day,
and that's it. It's an interesting story to me because I don't know how well Dyson is going to do competing against all the other companies. A big hint is that Dyson says these are not going to be available in stores initially. You're only going to be able to get them at dysoncanada.ca. So it tells me that already they're having a tricky time trying to move in and find their space against Sennheiser, against Apple, against Bose. I mean, it's a crowded space for them to enter into. So I find that, as a tech expert and reviewer, very interesting to watch.
Yeah, like that feeling when you walk into the store and you put the demo set on your ears and you feel them, right? And you're like, yeah, these feel good to me. And if they're not going to give you that chance, that's a tough one.
It is. So, I mean, we'll see how it plays. Again, you don't have to be a huge tech fanatic to know Dyson. We kind of know and understand that brand. And so when they're doing something, they're entering into a new space. It's like, ooh, let's see how well they do. Because Dyson has a reputation of doing great things. I don't know. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, and you know what? And the guy the Dyson guy, he really was an inventor who did all kinds of things, not just vacuums. I think the real tell here, Kris Abel, is if it'll blow in your ear like the vacuum and give you a little flirting. That would be all right, too. Thanks for being here, brother.
Thank you.
All right. There you go. Headphones from Dyson. Are you in? They're expensive. It's going to cost you a lot of money. They should clean your floor at the same time if they're going to be that much money. My goodness. Richard Krause is coming up next. Shane Hewitt in the Night Shift.